Good morning, dear cadets. In the previous video, we have studied the magnetic field due to a circular coil. Magnetic field due to a single turn of circular coil, we called as current loop. Magnetic field due to a circular loop of current, and we could find out the magnetic field using the right hand rule. If the current in the circular loop is in the anti-clockwise sense, if it is in the anti-clockwise sense like this, then the magnetic field is followed by the thumb. The thumb represents the magnetic field. On the other hand, if the current is in the clockwise sense, you see, if the current is in the clockwise sense, then the magnetic field is followed by thumb, that is towards left side. So the right hand thumb rule helps us to find out the direction of magnetic field due to a circular current carrying coil or circular current carrying loop. Okay. Now we are now discussing a very interesting case. It is a multiple turns of wire, multiple turns of a loop consisting of single wire, okay, which is wound in the form of a spring, which is wound in the form of a coil. It is not actually coil, it is called as solenoid. What is a solenoid? If you take a long copper wire, long insulated copper wire, and wind it in the form of a spiral spring, in the form of you take one cylinder, for example, iron cylinder. Take an iron cylinder. On that iron cylinder, you go on winding the insulated copper wire very close to each other. Each winding must be very close to each other. If you take out that iron rod, then it is called as a solenoid. Now, what happens when a current is passed through such a solenoid? I think you understood the meaning of solenoid. A coil of many circular turns of insulated copper wire wrapped closely in the shape of a cylinder is called a solenoid. You can just write a coil of many circular turns circular turns of insulated copper wire means the upper surface is coated with insulation so that the current does not get connected to any object. Even if we touch also, we will not get any electric current through our body. That is the meaning of insulation. So a coil of many circular turns of insulated copper wire which are wound close to each other, wrapped closely in the shape, wrapped closely in the shape of cylinder. It is wrapped in the shape of cylinder. Is called a solenoid, or in simple term, a long wire which is wound, a long insulated copper wire which is wound having a large number of turns lying close to each other in the shape of a cylinder is called as solenoid. It is not a coil. See, it has got a long length and the radius of this coil is small. Radius, you see, this is radius. This radius of the coil is smaller than the actual length, then it is called as a solenoid. If the length of the coil is larger than its radius, then it is no more called as coil, it is called as solenoid, right? Now, what happens when the current is passed through such a solenoid? Suppose when you close this circuit, you see, the two ends of this solenoid are connected to a battery with the help of a key. When you close the key, the current starts flowing from the positive terminal of the battery in this way. You see here, it goes and comes out, goes and comes out, and goes and comes out, right? So from the top of the board, if you see, it is coming out of the board. It is coming out of the board like this. So when the currents are coming out of the board from each turn and like this, Now each term contributes for magnetic field. We have just learned in the previous video. A circular term or circular coil has a magnetic field in it. So each coil contributes for the magnetic field, and it is very interesting. If you actually study this magnetic field, the magnetic field looks like just like that of the magnetic field of the bar magnet. If I take a smaller one, see here I am taking just a smaller one, right? So if the current is flowing like this due to the closed circuit, so the current is coming out of the plane of the board like this. The current is coming out of the plane of the board. Now look at the thumb. The thumb represents the direction of magnetic field. So magnetic field lines are coming out from one end, they are entering in another end. And if you draw these magnetic field lines are almost parallel to each other. These magnetic field lines are parallel to each other. So this is how magnetic field lines are drawn here. So at one end the magnetic field lines are entering, at the other end the magnetic field lines are emerging. So if you draw here, the magnetic field lines are entering at one end and they are leaving at the other end. Actually, when they come out of the solenoid, they curve, they undergo curved nature. This is how we can draw the magnetic field lines, and here they undergo curvature. So again they are going to form the closed loops of large curvature, like this. They are going to form the closed loop of large curvature like this. So if you compare this magnetic field lines with that of the bar magnet, you see, this is what we have learned as a bar magnet yesterday. This is north pole and this is south pole. The magnetic field lines emerge from the north pole, right, and they enter into the south pole. They emerge from the north pole and enter into the south pole. Is it not appearing like that? If you just look at this particular end, this end acts as north pole, and this end where the magnetic field lines are entering, that acts as a south pole. So this end is acting as south pole, and the other end where the magnetic field lines are emerging, it acts as a north pole. So this is in comparison with the pattern of magnetic field lines drawn for a bar magnet. So solenoid having current also behaves like a bar magnet, right? So there is a difference here. The magnetic field lines inside, you can see here, the magnetic field lines which are there inside the space, inside the coil of the solenoid, they are almost parallel to each other. But when they are emerging out, they are getting curved. Means magnetic field strength is going to be decreased when the magnetic field lines are emerging out. They are getting diverged, and here they are getting converged. But inside the solenoid, magnetic field lines are parallel to each other. This implies the magnetic field inside the solenoid is constant and uniform. Magnetic field inside the solenoid is uniform. So we can write here. Inside the space of solenoid is Uniform. Why is uniform? How do you say that it is uniform? It is because the field lines, you see, the field lines are parallel to each other. This is reason is the field lines are because the field lines are parallel to each other. So wherever you get the parallel field lines, remember when the field lines are parallel to each other, the magnetic field is uniform. What do you mean by uniform? Everywhere in this space, the magnetic field has same value and same direction. That is the meaning of uniform magnetic field. Uniform magnetic field means it is having same constant value and has the same direction. That is the meaning of uniform magnetic field. Uniform means constant value with same direction. There is no change of direction. So that is evident inside the space of this solenoid. Then the question arises, how do you find out whether the magnetic field lines are directed from left to right or right to left? Again we have to make use of right hand thumb rule. So hold your fingers, 4 fingers along the direction of current. The direction of current here is emerging from the plane of the board. The direction of current is emerging from the plane of the board, and you have to hold right hand, not the left hand. Okay, hold the right hand and show the direction of the 4 fingers which represent the direction of the current that is emerging out, and then the finger represents the direction of magnetic field. Therefore, magnetic field lines are emerging like this. If you change the polarity, if you connect this end to negative terminal of the battery and this end to positive terminal of the battery, if you change the polarity, make the positive and negative, negative and positive, then what happens? The current flows in the opposite direction. When the current flows in the opposite direction, then what happens? The direction of current reverses. When the direction of current reverses like this, you see, now the current is entering inwards. For each turn, you see, the current is entering the plane of the board. From each turn, the current is entering the plane of the board. When the current enters the plane of the board, perpendicular to the plane of the board, you see the thumb. The thumb is pointing leftwards. The thumb points left side. It means the magnetic field is pointed towards the left side. This is how we find out the direction of magnetic field using right hand thumb rule. So, direction of magnetic field is found out using right hand thumb rule, as we have used earlier. Right hand thumb rule. It is also called as screw rule. If you turn the screw, for example, if you are turning the screw, then the screw rotates in one particular direction, and the advancement of the screw also tells you the direction of magnetic field. That is right hand thumb rule, which we also found out to find the magnetic field due to a straight conductor carrying current. If this is the straight conductor carrying current, then you see the curling of the fingers, the wrapping of the fingers represent the magnetic field lines. So if there is a screw, if this is the screw, if you are turning this screw, if you are turning the screw in the same direction as that of the wrapping of the fingers, the screw advances in the upward direction. So that is called as Maxwell's screw rule. Okay, both are same, right? This is how we find out the magnetic field due to a solenoid. See here, this you might have done when you were in 6th or 7th standard or 8th standard. I don't know exactly, or maybe in 9th standard, or I don't remember, maybe when we were in 8th standard. You might have constructed a temporary magnet. If you take a thick rod, or it will take a long nail. Okay, on that long nail, if you go on winding an insulated copper wire such that the turns are very close to each other, and you will have two ends of that long wire. Connect those two ends of the long wire to the battery. The moment you connect and allow the current to pass through, the nail which is there inside behaves like a magnet. That is nothing but the solenoid. Here is the solenoid without any iron inside. If you insert an iron rod, an iron cylinder, then that iron cylinder behaves like a magnet. That iron cylinder behaves like a magnet as long as the current is flowing through this windings of the solenoid. The moment you switch off the current, what happens? The iron rod loses magnetic property. This you might have tested with iron fillings or small pins. The moment you switch on, the pins which are kept close to the nail, immediately the nail head attracts those pins, or the nail head attracts the iron fillings. The moment you switch off the current, the iron fillings are dropped, or the pins will be just dropped. Means as long as there is a current flowing through this turnings of the solenoid, so long it will have the magnetic field. The moment we switch off this, stop the current, when no current flows through the solenoid, then there will be no magnetic field. Therefore, this solenoid carrying current behaves like a temporary magnet. It is also called as electromagnet. So, you might have studied in lower classes the applications of the electromagnet. So, the solenoid carrying current behaves like an electromagnet or temporary magnet. So, what are the uses? If a soft iron cylinder is taken, if the soft iron cylinder is taken in the space of solenoid, then as long as current flows in the solenoid turns, the soft iron cylinder behaves like a magnet. Behaves like a magnet. So this is also called as, this process is called magnetization. So in order to, if you want to convert soft iron means don't think it is a very soft. Soft iron is a class of iron which is having good quality. If the carbon content of iron is reduced, then it is of very good quality iron. It is called as soft iron. Soft, don't think that iron is soft. Okay, good quality iron is called as soft iron. If that good quality iron, soft iron, is inserted in the windings of this solenoid, in the space of this solenoid, then you see, if this is a soft iron cylinder is taken, and if the windings are done on the surface of it, and the moment you start passing the current, then as long as you pass the current, this soft iron cylinder behaves like a magnet, and this process is also called as magnetization. If you allow the current to flow for longer duration of time, then there is a possibility that this iron cylinder start behaving like a magnet. That's how one can use this solenoid, current carrying solenoid, for the purpose of magnetization. Okay, if you are using it temporarily, when you allow the current to pass through, then it behaves like a magnet. When you switch off the current, then it loses the magnetization. When you allow the current to pass through, it gets magnetized. When you switch off the current, it gets demagnetized. Then it is called as a temporary magnet. So this arrangement is also called as electromagnet. Electromagnet is actually temporary magnet. It is a temporary magnet. As long as the current flows in the windings of the solenoid, so long the iron cylinder acts like a magnet. The moment you switch off, it loses its magnetization. So this is called as electromagnet. This finds a lot of applications in the doorbell circuit. Doorbell circuit. In the electric cranes, etc. This electromagnet is being used, right? So in the next video we shall discuss about the force experienced by current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. I think the discussion on solenoid and what is a solenoid, what is the meaning of magnetization, what is the meaning of electromagnet being a temporary magnet, and what are its uses, it's very clear to you. So in the next video we will discuss about force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. That becomes the principle of electric motor, right? It finds application in the principle of electric motor, generator and speaker and so many. So that will be a very important thing that we will discuss in the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.